You know, one of the challenges that we have as loyalty marketers today is running the risk of far too often being caught in the rational mindset. We spend a lot of time talking about program financials, about cost per point, about how do we manage liability, about what % of the sale do we give back to the customer in the form of a hidden loyalty rebate and points. And the only challenge with focusing so much on that rational financial model is it's just not the way consumers think. All the latest research that we have in neuroscience and behavioral psychology tells us that rational mental model is outdated. That in fact, consumers, really human beings, spend a lot more of their time making decisions through an emotional lens than they do through a rational financial lens. And so we think our program members are making very rational, constructed decisions about whether to engage in the program, when in fact most of their decisions about how they engage with the brand are emotionally based. I was reminded of this just a week or so ago when I was at Starbucks, a brand that I'm very loyal to, with one of my friends. And I had just taken her out for lunch. And when we were standing in line at Starbucks, I dutifully pulled out my Starbucks app so that I could get credit for making my purchase that day. And my friend tapped my shoulder and she said, "Hey, you paid for lunch today. Let me pay for the Starbucks." And I looked at her for a moment, I thought about it, and I said, "No thanks, I can't do that. I have to get credit for this purchase here at Starbucks on my mobile app so that I can get my free coffee when I earn enough stars." And she looked at me and she said, "A free coffee is exactly what I just offered you." See, we don't think rationally all the time about how we engage with brands we love. Sometimes it's just, I need to be the one engaging with that brand. I need to be the one that's interacting with it and getting credit for being part of that brand experience. So the question I think is really important for us to always consider is, how are you giving the members of your program an opportunity to engage emotionally with the experience? How are you allowing them to be irrational, or if you prefer, more than rational, when they engage with your loyalty program? That's the new measure of success.